Hello, you giggling grundle jesters. Jim Sterling here, and oh, this is music to my ears. This is Final Fantasy IX, which was a big surprise announcement. Well, it was a surprise announcement anyway. It appeared on the PlayStation Network overnight, along with a PS4 theme that plays music. It plays the da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na, you know, that one. It plays that now every time I turn my PS4 on, which is nice. That's good, isn't it? So I'm excited about that. I will basically buy Final Fantasy IX when given the opportunity and the excuse. Yes, this version, I believe this is the same one that was on PC not that long ago, but it's on PS4, and that's still exciting to me because it's Final Fantasy IX and it's my best one. And if you're wondering why it's my best one, first of all, look at these fucking jesters and listen to their fucking music. Well, I mean, you can't, this bit's over now. I've moved over to another bit. This was just me playing last night, playing the beginnings of the game, some of the early stuff. So, I mean, obviously spoilers if you've never played it before. I mean, I don't spoil it too far. I get up to Black Waltz number 2, and even then I'm only showing like little select clips and stuff, so don't worry about it too much, you know. Stole a leather hat there, stole a silk shirt there. Thieving, big part of Final Fantasy IX. Zidane / Zidane / Zidane. I think I'm going to go with Zidane for the main character's name. That would amuse me greatly. Is a thief by nature, member of Tantalus, Theatra Troop, plus thieves, and they're attacking Aldebert or Aldebert, or as we used to call him, Eddie Izzard, because his face looks somewhat similar to Eddie Izzard's, does Steiner's, but that's Steiner there that we're fighting, but eventually becomes a player character, well, member of the team, the party. You know how Final Fantasies work. Anyway, he's doing that. That's good, isn't it? So, anyway, enough of that bollocks. I'm playing Final Fantasy IX again, which pleases me no end, because, as I've said before, it's my best one. Huge fan of Final Fantasy IX. I love its sense of humour. It's a very light-hearted game, especially in comparison to 8 and 7, which are very dark. However, despite this being the most light-hearted, with the most jokes, the fun Tetramaster. Here's some of Tetramaster. I used to play this all the fucking time. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about why I like this game. Despite the fact it's very light-hearted and it's got colourful characters and this almost whimsical fantasy look to it. You know, in part it was supposed to be a sort of tribute to the older Final Fantasies and that. Oh shit. Sorry, the volume came out of the speakers while I was talking for a moment. I don't think the microphone picked it up, so I'm just wasting time talking to you about that when I should be talking about the fact that this game has some of the darkest concepts in the series. That was my roundabout way of getting to that. This game is all about death, like mortality and identity and all this sort of stuff. Very, very deep, dark conflicts that go on in this game. The idea of dying soon and what life means. All wrapped up in a game full of wacky knights and colourful characters and cute mages. It's an adorable game, one of the most adorable Final Fantasy experiences you could have. And yet, as I say, some really, really morbid stuff going on there with the story. Another reason why I love this one is, well, it should come as no surprise that Kuja is one of my favourite villains in a video game ever. Certainly my favourite Final Fantasy villain. You can enjoy your Sephiroth, and, you know, look, I ain't going to take Kefka away from no one. Enjoy him. He's enjoyable. But Kuja's hips don't lie. That's really the important part here. Plus, one of the more accomplished villains in terms of doing villainy in Final Fantasy, sort of, in the Final Fantasy universe, canon, history, what have you. Is very destructive, does a lot of effed up things, and succeeds for a lot of it. And I really love the motivation that Kuja gets at the end when Kuja finds out something about himself. Just how the narcissism of that character is almost apocalyptic. I find him very interesting. Just really like the writing in this one. Even playing it now, like I've played this game, I don't know how many times I've played Final Fantasy IX, but every time even just Steiner alone makes me smile. There was a scene just before this where he's trying to get information from a guy at I forget, lighthouse, windmill, whatever, windmill, and he's trying to find out where the cargo ship leaves, and his frustration with that character is just very funny. He's a very funny character. I love some of the creature designs as well. The Black Waltzes here, these sort of dark, winged versions of Final Fantasy Black Mages. I loved these characters, especially the last one who sort of loses his marbles and stuff. But we've got the fight coming up here. Criticisms of this game still remain, of course. The ATV system in this one seems particularly sluggish compared to the others, always has, still does. But, as with some of the other stuff, some of the re-releases that Square Enix has been doing, you can tell it's Square Enix because the footage I captured very helpfully put a copyright notice in the corner. Thank you very much, Square Enix, you arrogant bastards. Oh, I had no idea Square Enix published this one. No idea whatso-fucking-ever. Anyway, Vivi's casting fire. Bad idea, because the Black Waltz just casts fire right back at you. I don't know why I cast Blizzard later on in this fight, but I did. I did that as well, even though that's what happens. That's what happens. Combination failed, but I stole the steepled hat. That's one of the few things I've always remembered since when I played this as a teenager. Steal the steepled hat. He's got other things, I think, but it's always the steepled hat that's stuck in my head. But anyway, the leather plate, you see, got a leather plate as well. And that bit always concerned me. Stealing in turn-based RPGs, it's not a moral thing, you know, I'll steal anything in an RPG that isn't nailed down. But it's that gamble of, I always feel like, well, I'm wasting a turn because I'm stealing, I should be doing damage. And I know that's the point, that's the trade-off. But it still disturbs me greatly. I hate feeling inefficient, even though I'm inefficient at everything I do. So, really, my whole existence is a cosmic joke. But that's fine, because I'm playing Final Fantasy. because I'm not doing very good at fighting one of the earliest bosses. Although, to be fair, I've always felt this game was tougher, like, in the first goings, and then seems to ease up. But that's always been my experience with it. I've got a theme, a PS4 theme now that says Final Fantasy IX on it and goes duh-duh-duh. I know I said that already, but I'm very excited. I don't know if you could tell already, but I really, really, really like Final Fantasy IX. I really do. It's my favourite one. And I like a lot of them, you know. I'm a fan of most of them, but this one's still... I'm not Final Fantasy 13. Everyone knows what I fucking think of Final Fantasy 13. Fuck that noise. But this... I mean, the word charming, that gets overused by game critics a lot. A ton. And that's me casting Blizzard again, which is even funnier when you find out how this particular version of this fight ends for me. But anyway, what's I talking about? Yeah, the word charming gets overused a lot by games criticism, but this is definitely one of those games where it's earned, where it's deserved. You know, oh god, it's so good. The music, the soundtrack is my favourite of the Final Fantasies. The characters, I think it's got the most diverse, interesting range of varied characters. Each with character arcs that I find fascinating. I don't think there's been another Final Fantasy where I'm at they're just one knock with the stick. I don't think there's been another Final Fantasy where I've just been into every character, into the whole thing, and just into it. So that's it. That's Final Fantasy IX. I'm going to leave you with my great skills.